Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, today we've got some impactful news. We have had the CPI, which has come in slightly higher across the board, but nothing major as this guy is reporting. Markets a little changed in the initial reaction. The US dollar and yields not much changed even in the first minute. Would say that markets do whatever they would do regardless. Exactly. So a lot of these sort of fundamentals, economic data, which always gets released, they're always synchronized in the markets. The markets are literally the sort of leading indicator, the raw price action, and then what they do is they tend to, you know, alter and implement fundamentals on like a monthly basis, so we actually get these sort of readings over on the charts. So yeah, nothing new. We'll just take a look at the coin market cap. Now I've actually sort of chopped and changed this. I've not changed it significantly, but I've literally made the portfolio a little lighter. This doesn't mean that I'm holding all of these assets. I do only hold like literally 3 or 4 different assets at the moment, but I have got a strong interest in some of the others, and I do believe some of these cryptos are very heavily linked to one another. For example, like XRP and Stellar, they move very, very similar. So for me, I feel like you only need one or the other. And for me, the exposure for the XLM, sort of Stellar Lumens, I've got with Velo because Velo is built on Stellar. So that's my sort of exposure to XRP, XDC, and XLM. Like I said, I'm running through Velo. Quant, again, that's heavily tied to XDC as well, just because of the affiliation with, facilitating that R3 sort of corridor. That's they're both involved in that sort of ecosystem. And then you got Hbar Hashgraph, predominantly. It doesn't use blockchain technology like a lot of these traditional cryptocurrencies do. So Hbar Hashgraph is very unique. So, you kind of want a slice of that pie as well, because I feel like that is, almost like superior tech, if you will. But yeah, just filtering through on the weekly here, Gala is still up on the weekly. I did enter a lot of I was already involved in Gala, but for you following me, I did get 1,000,000 Gala. So I bought just below this sort of level. I wasn't expecting any sort of price action. I do expect us to go as low as 0.017. I'll show you guys on the chart shortly. XRP still up 3.5% from sort of the capitulation last week. So we was trading at 64, 65 cent. Then we got that huge correction to the downside. And we still maintained that 50 cent level. So I don't think we haven't even tagged that 50 cent area yet. Bitcoin as well, that's down to just below 61,000 on the back of this CPI data. However, let's dive into the charts right now. So we'll start with Velo because it's the first chart up on the screen. Now I'm on candles today, guys, because the reason being is because I'm looking at this again, this interim sort of local high that we made back in 23. So that was a high of 23. And although we've actually exceeded the 23 high, we are looking to retest and hold support. Okay. So this is where this is marked out here. You can see, again, we're on the daily. If we was to go over to the weekly, that will obviously alter slightly. However, on the daily, if we actually zoom in, Velo, although we've dipped below, we've had a couple of days where we've dipped below. We've had that doji candle again. There's some sort of uncertainty coming into the markets, whether or not Velo can hold this as support, or whether or not we're going to fail once more, because we did fail back here when we fell through. So whether or not we're gonna need a close on the weekly. So it's probably going to be more accurate readings on the higher the time frame. So if we go on the weekly, you can see where Velo is trading here. Now, we have had a massive spike down there. That's a decent size spike. Whether or not we get a close above this line is to be continued, because it won't be till Sunday once we get the weekly close where we know whether or not Velo has managed to hold this as support or whether or not we failed. So up until Sunday, we don't really know. So on Sunday, I'll probably have a Sunday roast. I'll go for a walk, mind my own business, and I'll come to the charts in the evening and I'll take a look at Velo. I may even post over on X. So if you're not following me already, make sure to do so, because I will post. I do post quite frequently some charts. So once we get back to it, let's click on there. If you're not already following, I'm at the Block Bull, so that's my handle. And like I said, I post charts pretty much daily, really. So yeah, I'll keep you guys up to date over the weekend. Don't tend to post either on a Saturday or Sunday. I usually just try and keep it Monday to Friday. Having said that, I probably won't post on Friday. Just because you don't get many views, especially as like a smaller channel where you've yet to be discovered, and YouTube algorithm's not like pushing your content as heavily as some of the other like bigger accounts. So Friday is kind of a pretty much a write-off because everyone's out and about, everyone's socialising, everyone's got plans, whether they're out for meals or meeting up to socialise, whatever. But yeah, I will be looking at this sort of level here. It's just below that 0.014 level. I'll tell you what, it'd help if I plug that on. Right, so that's my battery sorted anyway. I've just flicked on you can see here, plugged in. Thank you very much. So yeah, that's Velo, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over to DAG. I'm gonna visit DAG because I actually identified DAG over on X as well today. So again, going back to Gala, I've been identified because like my top two picks are XDC, XRP, but like I said, they're very, very much in the same basket as that sort of utility. I know Velo's utility as well, but it's not like a part of that X family where you get XRP, XLM, XDC, etc. But I've identified DAG today. Well, I've known about it for a little while, but we've been printing this inverse head and shoulders here at the apex. So this is DAG basically zoomed in, and then if I zoom out, you guys can see exactly what DAG's doing in a more simplistic sort of version here. So as these two trend lines converge into the apex here, we've had that bounce, so we've got this sort of inverse head and shoulders here, as I've just mentioned. Let's mark that there. And then you've got this down here. So that could come down a little bit to retest this sort of neckline around here, which is where we pretty much are at the moment. Let's just put it onto the candles, just make it a little bit clearer. So we could retest the neckline, but ultimately I feel as though DAG is doing this at this moment in time. So let's just say, I would say the neckline's around there. So just below the shoulder, obviously, around that sort of place there. So DAG at the minute is retail. You can see the spike coming down here, the wick. Now there's not a lot of liquidity by the looks of things, because it looks as if DAG is now setting a new. It's almost like a trend reversal in a way. So this is definitely going to be this remaining shoulder around this sort of price action where we've wicked in to grab liquidity. So that could be one of the leading cryptos to kind of lead the altcoin season, because as I mentioned, I do expect altcoin market from like the 25th of November. That's not to say we can't get moving sooner, but again, it won't be till after the US elections do we really get licensed to move. So after US elections, you will get some early rises. So you might be able to get 2, 3, 4, 5x on some cryptos before the rest of the altcoin markets. Rest of the altcoin market kicks in around 25th of November, and then I think you'll get your big boy movers. So, for example, like XRP. I don't want to put any other cryptos in that bracket now because I'm not certain, but I'm pretty certain with XRP that it'll take 35 to 36 weeks before post halving. That is post Bitcoin halving. That's when XRP gets moving. So it'll be like late December, beginning of January before XRP gets moving. So this is what this channel is all about now. Is ultimately trying to make as much profit on these sort of early movers. For instance, like DAG, Gala is another one. Dogecoin was one. Velo could possibly be one, depending on how we get this weekly close on Sunday. So there's a lot of cryptos doing very, very well, but we would expect DAG to run up massively here if we do manage to hold this sort of neckline here, where this is stipulating. The price of that neckline, I would say, is around just below 0.02425, maybe. Something around there anyway. Let's just put lines with markers as well. You can see around this sort of price action anyway. And I do believe DAG will be successful with this. We're literally about 4 weeks away from US elections now. Like I said, we'll get the license to run. And I feel like DAG will be one of the leading cryptos to lead the altcoin season. Let's go further down the list. What do we have here? We've got XRP. XRP, I've mentioned in yesterday's video, and I've also got this here, 36 weeks. This is the halving here, and this will be the end of the apex. So 35 weeks, 35, 36 weeks. Again, I don't want to leave it till last minute. So it's not as if, guys, I'm saying, listen, XRP is looking to set off 35, 36 weeks after halving. I don't want to leave it that soon. Ideally, I want to get into XRP around. I'm going to try and run my altcoins up as much as possible. So really, I'm probably going to start rotating back into XRP around the 20th of December. And then that way it gives me like a couple of weeks leeway. Because the last thing I want to do is leave it too late and XRP, start moving a week sooner than anticipated, if that makes sense. Because historically we've got a breakout anywhere from 32 to 35 weeks. So I want to be in XRP at the very latest around the 20th of December, which would be around here, around the sort of 16th, 20th of December maybe. But we'll see how the altcoins are going. And if they're looking really good and we're not like running into resistance, if we are running into resistance, I could rotate profits sooner rather than later. But again, this is why you subscribe to the channel, to keep up to date with the moves that I'm making in the markets. Again, we're looking really good with XRP and the rest of the crypto community. Let's go over to. I'm going to go over to Gala as well, because this is what a lot of people are following my lead on this particular one now. So I'm just going to move this fractal out of the way because it's not really relevant as we look to the apex to see where we're currently trading. So you can see here. Well, I'll just scroll out initially so you guys get a better view. Okay, so again, you've got the convergence of the wedge. Now, like I said, with DAG's already expired the peak of the apex there, and it's already created like an inverse head and shoulders on like a sort of daily time structure. However, Gala has got a head and shoulders on a much larger scale here. So you see this first shoulder here. I've had this highlighted once before, but you've got that, and then you've got the head, and then you've got the next one here. So head and shoulders with inside the wedge. We broke out once before, we retested, and then we've grinded down. So I'm still expecting Gala to grind down to the tip of this apex. I know I've got a large position now, but I'm not looking to trade this because I've got enough in savings. Well, I've obviously planned it. I'm not just going to leave myself short. So I've got enough capital in the bank. I'm pretty much all in, but I've got enough capital in the bank to pay for my monthly bills up until like the end of the year. Obviously, I've accounted for Christmas, etc. So I've got like 3 months worth of bills in my bank account. I'm giving you too much information here, but I've got enough to get across the line anyway in my bank, and then the rest of it is pretty much all in crypto. So at the latest, obviously, Gala's going to run up massively. But just to, again, my skills aren't the best when it comes to drawing. So if my drawings are slightly off, in fact, what I could probably do, I'm just going to use like an ABC sort of correction just to like highlight it. So we could do this, something like a bounce, and then we could fall a little bit deeper. We could grind down, and we could come down to this sort of blue trend line here. But ultimately, we're going to make our way down to that apex. I'm just too impatient, and then this is where we get the blast off there. So we could set off around US elections or, shortly after anyway. But yeah, we could see a bounce. We could even fall deeper here. It doesn't really matter. But ultimately, the price is going to catch us. So let's just have a look. Let's draw this down there. So worst case scenario, we're going to lose about 13-14% of your capital. Like I said, to me, 13-14%, yes, I could do without losing 13-14% of my capital deployed in Gala, but I'm not bothered because I'm not looking to trade it. 13-14%, not right arse, because like I said, I've got money to get me to the end of the year, so I'm just going to ride this out. Put your crypto on cold storage, set and forget. It's all pretty much noise, isn't it? Really, up until US elections, like I said, till we get that license to run up. But yeah, let's just clear all this sort of TA up here. But yeah, we've got this sort of red trend line coming in as well. And this is just sort of micro support. So this support's only been going since around August this year. So it's not like solid support, but it's an area of interest, shall we say. And then you've got like this sort of other one coming down now. So again, sort of converging here. So I think next week we're going to see some sort of breakout. I doubt we're going to get the breakout to the upside. It's most likely we're going to correct down to this sort of blue trend line and pinball into the US elections before we get a rocket up the arse, basically. So yeah, that's Gala. Let's finish off with, let's cover Hbar, because we don't often cover Hbar. Like I said, this is unique tech, so I feel like it's worth having in your portfolio, because most cryptos, especially over in my shortlist, are all built on blockchain besides Hbar. So Hbar's a unique one. Where are we now? Let's get back to Hbar. So yeah, this is coiling up nicely. Again, similar to a lot of other charts out there, all cryptos pretty much doing the same. But the thing is, what I've been obviously looking to do is identify these early movers. Now you can see how Hbar is looking to take a little bit longer. So this looks like it's going to play out up until January, similarly to sort of XRP. So Hbar is probably going to be a lagger in my view. However, the fact that we're trading around the bottom of this sort of support line, this major trend line going through here over the past sort of 4 years, is a really good buying opportunity. But you're going to be waiting a little bit longer to see like a return in your investment before Hbar really gets going. We could see another breakout, retest, confirm that retest is solid support. So we flipped support into flip resistance into support, should I say, and then we can really get moving. So Hbar and XRP are sort of lagging cryptos, if you will. That's not to discredit them, because they're both going to move massively and they're probably going to be two of the biggest gainers in this super cycle. Okay, but like I said, it's not up until, like I said, my deadline's probably going to be around 20th of December. Before Christmas, and then at least I don't have to be looking at my charts all the time around, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day. I'm just comfortable. I know I've got XRP, XDC. I can go off with my family and have a jolly time without thinking, oh God, has XRP moved? Because last thing I want to do is, wait 6-7 years for a super cycle with XRP and, the likes of Hbar and miss out because, I'm stuck riding in other sort of cryptos like Gala, for instance. So yeah, that's pretty much it today, guys. Anyway, if you enjoyed the content, make sure to like, share, subscribe, do what you got to do. If you need a crypto plan, we have got the XDC and XRP crypto plans as well. Link below in the description, or you can go over to theblockbulls.com over here. Click on that. We've got the Ripple XRP and we've also got XDC as well there, guys. Literally click on it. Grab yourself a decent deal there, and that will give you a plan throughout this super cycle. That will definitely secure yourself the bag. You'll have women falling at your feet, Lambos, holidays, you name it. Whatever you want to achieve in life, that will secure it. Anyway, guys, I've been the Block Bull. Until next time, I shall see you shortly. Block Bull over and out.